Hey Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now. It is time for a weekend mailbag, but first, if you want to get your questions in on our next mailbag, and a lot of people sometimes don't get their questions answered, and they're like, why did that happen? One, you gotta have a good question. Two, gotta be subscribed. So make sure you guys go down below and subscribe. Help us get to 20,000 subs here on the channel, and of course, if you're subscribed, high likely you get your mailbag question pulled coming up in a future video. Let's jump into some of your questions here on this Eagle mailbag video. We'll start with Kerryon Johnson. I wonder if that's the old punter Kerryon Johnson. You never know, Philadelphia. How does Kenneth Gainwell not get a second back spot in a depth chart? They have him rated as #1 for production amongst college backs last year. It's a good question, but it's a very simple answer. Like, Gainwell has to earn being the #2 running back in Philadelphia. He has to earn it. It's that simple. As you currently look at the Eagle depth chart, I have Miles Sanders 1, clearly 1. I have Gainwell at 3. And I have Kerryon Johnson at #2. Now, why is Kerryon Johnson at #2? Well, he actually has experience in the National Football League. Just because you were the #1 in terms of production amongst college backs last year does not guarantee that you're going to be good. Now, you and I both believe, and I will stand right beside you and say that he's going to be a great running back, and a 5th round for him is an absolute steal, and I fully agree and understand that. However, we have to make sure that he's ready to rock, and it's not going to be a fumbling liability or he's going to miss up plays. Like, the transition from running back or any other position in college to the NFL is difficult to do. Now, I am more than happy to vault him ahead of Kerryon Johnson, but I think Johnson's going to have a very good year, and I love the addition and the claiming him off of the waiver wire once the Detroit Lions went ahead and let him go. So, with that being said, I will stand by you and say Gainwell's going to get a chance and should get a chance, but it's an open running back battle, and I think Sanders is the only one who's safe back there, and you know what? The best running back will win, and the best running back will get the second most touches behind Miles Sanders going into the season. Okay, question, pin comment down below. Who plays more in 2021? Kenneth Gainwell or Kerryon Johnson? Type KG, not Kevin Garnett, forget it's Kenneth Gainwell. Or type KJ for Kerryon Johnson. I think both are going to be good. Who gets more touches? Let me know down below. All right, next question here comes from Brant Blood. Interesting name. Hashtag Eagles. A lot of people don't have Gernard Avery making the 53-man roster. You think he will? I think he has a lot of potential. I agree. I think he has potential. First, though, before I answer this, we're going to do a full 53-man roster projection video coming up in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. I think he will make the roster, but he's a complete wild card. Like, Gernard Avery is the complete wild card right now on the Eagles roster. He's a former pass rusher who was too undersized and unproductive, moves over to Philadelphia, stays a pass rusher, and now is moving over to linebacker. He fits better from a size perspective at linebacker, but he's never really played linebacker, like, I know, 3-4, 4-3, whatever you want to call it. But I think he has a chance. But linebacker right now is kind of a crowded position, and there are a lot of younger people who have more experience actually playing linebacker at an NFL level versus being a pass rusher. So it was an interesting move. I think it's a smart move for his career, but there's no guarantee he's going to be good. And you got Sean Bradley, and you have Davion Taylor, and you have Alex Singleton, and TJ Edwards, and Eric Wilson. I mean, it's a crowded linebacker room. You can only keep so many. I think he has a lot better chance than some of the other young guys and draft picks that they've had because they traded a 4th-round draft pick to go ahead and acquire him from Cleveland. But there's no guarantee he's going to be good at linebacker. And honestly, that's the benefit of having not a training camp, but preseason games this year, because he'll get his chance to play, and that'll be the real determining factor if he makes the roster or not. Now, the defense as a whole, and I have a question here for that. Will the Eagles have a top 10 defense in 2021? I mean, Avery aside, how do you feel about the Eagles defense? Let me know what you guys think down below right now. Will the Eagles have a top 10 defense in 2021? Give me your comments down below. And while you're at it, while you're thinking about, do they have a top 10 defense or not, again, make sure you guys are subscribed because we want to be at 20,000 subs by training camp. And right now, we're at 18,629. So, you know, we're a couple hundred away, or really a couple thousand away, but we need your help. Get us to 20K before the start of training camp, which is a couple of months away. So go down below and subscribe. It would greatly help out the channel. Okay, Diane's, I think is how you say his name, says, what's your confidence in wins playing the 75% of snaps? So we get the first, hashtag Eagles. Very confident. Listen, the Colts will win that division. Think about the division right now. What is that? The AFC South. So you have the Jaguars, who are going to be a lot better than they were last year, but obviously a rookie quarterback, rookie head coach, the odds of them winning 9-10 games is very, very slim. You have the most disarrayed franchise in the NFL right now with Deshaun Watson's situation in Houston. You have the Colts, and then you have the Tennessee Titans. Now, the Titans are a good football team. Maybe they trade for Julio Jones. Maybe they have traded for Julio Jones by the time you watch this video, because, of course, you know, you watch this a week from now, you can be like, oh, Julio Jones was traded. You know, you didn't mention it. Time of filming it, he hasn't been traded. But I think the Colts have a real chance to win that division. The only way that Carson Wentz would not play 75% of the snaps is if he gets hurt, which we in Philadelphia have seen in the past, so it's a possibility, or he's atrocious and like he's officially terrible. Which, if that's the case, then it doesn't really matter what you get back for him because it proves that the Eagles trading him was the right move anyway because they still got a pick this year and then it will be a pick next year, just not a first-round draft pick. But I feel very confident Wentz is going to be good. He's gelling very well with the Colts up there. I saw a lot of videos about him playing, whatever that basketball game is. I forget what that's called. Knockout. He's playing knockout with some of the Colts. He seems to be blending in very, very well. But I think the Colts win the division. He plays 75% of the snaps, and then boom, Philadelphia has not one, not two, but 3 first-round draft picks, which is fine by me. Okay. Let's see. Isaac Torres says, what would it cost the Eagles if we made a push for Stephon Gilmore? Okay, we've had this question a lot, and I got this a lot like pre-draft because it was like, will the Eagles take a cornerback? And then they really didn't. And, Zach McPherson, obviously, in the 4th round is not anything special, in my opinion. Okay, first off, the Eagles could use another cornerback. I'd be very much open for a Stephon Gilmore trade or a JJ or a Steven Nelson signing, the Pittsburgh Steelers, a cornerback who still at this point remains unsigned. I think that the Patriots, though, think they can win right now, and especially if they trade for a guy like Julio Jones, then maybe there's a situation where they go, let's keep Gilmore for another year, even though the contract is expensive and coming towards an end, and that way they can see if they win this year, and maybe Cam Newton plays well, or Mac Jones plays well, like who really knows, but I think the cost wouldn't be that bad. I think you get him for a 2nd or a 3rd round draft pick. He is older. The production has gone down since he was the #1 defensive corner in the league like 2 years ago or whatever it was. But Philadelphia could do it. I mean, it's very, very possible. I just don't know how you look at the depth chart as an Eagle, as Gannon, the defensive coordinator, or Howie Roseman, or Jeffrey Lurie, and say, yeah, this cornerback group is ready to go. Because they have one good cornerback, Darius Slay. Maddox has been so up and down. It was very down last year. Again, you got Craig James. Like, cool. You have rookie Zach McPherson, who might be good. He might not. I mean, there's nobody on this cornerback depth chart who jumps out and says, start me, I'm ready to go, besides Darius Slay, which is very concerning. Like the Eagles defense, we mentioned earlier, can be really good. They can be top 10, but you're going to need whoever the other cornerback besides Darius Slay, they got to play really well, and they got to be absolutely lights out. And I mean like lights out, ready to rock in order for the Eagles' secondary to be able to hold up. But the safeties are better this year. I mean, the additions and then the backs that are good. But yeah, definitely look for a cornerback. I'd be totally fine with the Gilmore trade. Gilmore and Slay together would be, like 10 out of 10. Like thumbs up, boom, boom, good to go. They would be ready to rock. Now drop a like if you guys agree. The Eagles need another cornerback. If you do, give this video a thumbs up. And of course, you like the video in general, then give the video a thumbs up as well because it helps us out here at the channel. I'm going to like it right now as soon as it's posted because I am all for adding another cornerback. And I've been very, I've been harping on that for the past couple of weeks, really months. You think Smith will have over or under 800 yards? I'm guessing Devontae Smith. Okay. Now, he had 1,800 yards last year at Alabama, but it's a very different, game because of the NFL versus college football. I honestly think 800 is probably right at where he's going to be. I think he's, if he had 777 yards and 7 touchdowns and 70 catches, that's a ball-in rookie year. I mean, that is a great rookie year and would have been one of the best receiving years we've had from any Eagle the past couple of years. So that'd be fine. So under would not be the worst thing in the world. Anything over 800 yards and he's winning Rookie of the Year. Like over 800 yards as a rookie wide receiver is an insane amount of catches. So I would say he would win Rookie of the Year in that case. I mean, can I just go right at 800 yards? Because the odds of him going for 1,400 or 1,200 or 967 yards, that's a lot of yards overall. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the under. But it's just barely going for the under because I really think that the Eagles are going to be good this year, and I think Devontae Smith is going to be really, really good. Obviously, health will have an issue with this. Like, he could be really good for 6 games and then get injured, and then the odds of 800 yards is not really possible because he played in less games. So we will see, but I feel very good about Smith, and I think that anything around 800 yards is like a mucho gusto, really good year overall for the Philadelphia wide receiver. Okay, all time for today here on this mailbag video. Of course, use the hashtag Eagles in the comments section because, believe it or not, after I do this video, I immediately start looking at this video's comments, hashtag Eagles, and I start pulling stuff for next week's video. So we have multiple mailbag calls during the week, and that's where I compile all the different questions. So I know that sometimes your question doesn't get answered, but the sooner you comment, the better chance I have of going ahead and seeing it early on and pulling it for a video in next week. So again, go down below and make sure you guys are asking your questions right now. And while you're down there, we're going to keep pushing this till we get to 20,000. Make sure you guys are subscribed because news can come out. More videos can come out. Got a lot of great stuff planned, and we're trying to do 20,000 subs by the start of training camp, which is closer than you think. So go down below and hit that red subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it. Ultimate for today here on today's Philadelphia Eagles mailbag video. I am your host, Thomas Mott. We go ahead and sign off. If you're enjoying your weekend, stay safe out there, and of course, stay tuned for any future Eagles news and rumors because we got a lot coming, as I said, over the next couple of days and weeks. Again, Thomas Mott signing off. To the rest. of your day.